hello everybody, welcome back. Now this is going to be a separate video, but it's on the same day that I did the digging up my potatoes, so I thought I'd make a separate video on this next process, and that's to plant some green manure. So I'm just going to show you what I'm doing. So I'm just going to show you the different types of green manure I'm going to plant today, and hopefully the reason why. So the first one is white mustard, and the seed looks like this. If I can get in there, if you can see that, that's white mustard. What's this one? This is the crimson clover. If you can see that, crimson clover. And last but not least is, I think this is Westerwold rye grass. And that looks like that. Now the other type, Italian rye, the grains are quite big and thick, which is why they use that to grind down for rye flour. Anyway, reasons why I'm using this combination. Well, the main reason is because I've got it. I just want to use it up before it gets too old. So the clover is going to put nitrogen, hopefully, into the soil. So that's that one, and obviously the top growth will be dug in as well. The white mustard, that's classed as what they call a fumigant. So if I do put potatoes back in here, it'll help keep down the eelworm, which is a pest that affects potatoes. Chances are I won't put potatoes in the same patch, but anyway, it's there if I do. What else? Now the only thing I got to remember with this, if I put white mustard in, it's classed as a brassica, so I mustn't put any brassicas in this patch after, in case you get clubroot. And then the ryegrass, well, that basically is a nitrogen lifter. So what that means, it any nitrogen that's in the ground, it locks it up and stores it in its leaves, etc. And then when you dig that in, that releases the nitrogen back into the soil. So how am I going to do this? Well, normally I would just broadcast it, and then broadcast it over, and then just rake it in and just leave it, and maybe press it down a bit. But I'm going to do a slightly different version this time. Now, I've read up that mustard inhibits the growth of small seed, which I would imagine would inhibit the growth of the rye and the clover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to broadcast the rye and the clover, and then I'm just going to do lines up and down with the mustard, so that the mustard is only in one spot, if that makes sense. And then, yes, it may inhibit the growth of the seed that's in that particular row, but the rest it should be fine. That's the theory. And of course, when the mustard, that'll grow quite quickly, and that will provide autumn feed for the bees once they flower. But I'll show you that as time goes on anyway. So mark this for your diary, that it's now the 22nd of August. So I'm going to plant all this now, and then we'll see how long it takes to germinate, etc. Okay, so I'm just going to get set up and we'll go from there. Bye for now. So in no particular order, I'll start with the clover. Now the ryegrass. And now I'm just going to do rows with the mustard. That's the mustard. should be enough. Fill it in right at the very end so I know where everything is. Yeah, that should be right. Only roughly about half an inch deep, or 10 mil. Perhaps I'm being a bit generous with the seed. But there we go. Okay everybody, there we are. So a small patch like this, you know, just putting it down, tapping it down with your feet or a rake is okay. But if you were doing bigger pieces, if you can get hold of one, a roll, garden roller is best, because the seed seems to thrive better if you just put it loose on the surface and just rake it in. Yeah, it'll germinate, but it prefers being more contact with the soil, so it's, you know, well pressed down. Anyway, so that's that then. So that's another one, job done, ticked off the list. So we'll see how long that takes. As I say, it's the 22nd of August, and I would imagine that the rye, the mustard, that will be up within a week. So what will be today? Friday today. Let's see if it's up by next Friday. Now the only issue I got is they get a lot of cats coming in, and there's a good chance they'll be digging in amongst all this. So I've got to see if there's a way of covering this over something until the seeds germinate. Anyway, we'll see. Okay everybody, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.